When most people hear about creatine, they think of bodybuilders and athletic performance. But there's a completely different story here that matters profoundly for anyone concerned about maintaining muscle mass, strength, and even cognitive function as they age. And this story involves a fundamental difference between meat eaters and those avoiding animal products, a difference that becomes increasingly significant with each passing year. Your body can synthesize creatine from amino acids, that's true. But here's what often gets glossed over. The synthesis process is metabolically expensive, and your body's capacity to produce adequate creatine declines with age. Meanwhile, dietary creatine from meat provides a direct, efficient source that your muscles and brain can utilize immediately. Research comparing muscle creatine stores in vegetarians versus omnivores consistently shows vegetarians have significantly lower levels. And this isn't just about athletic performance. It's about maintaining the muscle mass and strength that keep you independent and functional in your later years. The science on creatine and aging is actually quite remarkable. Creatine supports muscle protein synthesis, helps maintain muscle mass in the face of age-related decline, and provides energy substrate for high-intensity muscle contractions. But here's where it gets really interesting. Creatine also plays a crucial role in brain energy metabolism. Your brain uses enormous amounts of energy, and creatine helps buffer that energy supply, particularly during cognitively demanding tasks. Some research suggests that creatine supplementation can improve cognitive performance, especially in older adults or those with lower baseline levels, which would include most people not regularly consuming meat. Now, let's be practical about sources. Beef provides the highest creatine content, followed by pork and various fish. You'd need to consume about 1 to 2 pounds of meat daily to get the amount of creatine that shows benefits in research, which is why supplementation becomes relevant even for meat eaters. The standard supplementation protocol is 3 to 5 grams daily of creatine monohydrate, which is the most researched and affordable form. But here's a critical warning that needs addressing. There's persistent misinformation about creatine and kidney health. Multiple systematic reviews and long-term studies have consistently shown that creatine supplementation does not damage healthy kidneys. However, if you have pre-existing kidney disease, creatine might not be appropriate. This is a clear case where medical advice matters. Get your kidney function tested if you're concerned, but don't avoid creatine based on myths perpetuated by outdated information. For older adults, the combination of adequate dietary protein and creatine, whether from food or supplements, appears to work synergistically with resistance training. You're not getting the full benefit of strength training without adequate muscle creatine stores. This is especially important for sarcopenia prevention, the age-related muscle loss that affects mobility, metabolic health, and ultimately lifespan. The vegetarian and vegan community needs to hear this clearly. If you're avoiding meat, your creatine stores are almost certainly suboptimal. This isn't judgment, it's biochemistry. Supplementation becomes not just beneficial, but arguably necessary to maintain muscle and cognitive function comparable to omnivores. The loading phase, where you take higher doses initially, can help saturate your muscles faster, but it's not essential if you're patient enough for gradual accumulation with lower daily doses. The evidence linking meat consumption, or at minimum creatine intake through supplementation, with maintained muscle function and cognitive support in aging populations is substantial. Ignoring creatine status means accepting a disadvantage in the battle against age-related muscle loss and potentially cognitive decline. The good news is this is easily correctable, whether through dietary choices or affordable supplementation that's been proven safe through decades of research and millions of users.